Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we come to you on a Wednesday. Even though it said Tuesday night flight, we come to you on a Wednesday with our 2024-25 NBA preview. I am the big guy KG, sitting in with none other than the great Perry and the great gentleman Jack. Gentlemen, how y'all feeling?
What's good, big man? What's good, gentleman Jack?
Hello, sir. Hello. Good evening to you both.
Ah, man. Here we go. What is this? Season number 101 for the NBA? Or was it 102? I can't remember which one it is, but
Yeah, ain't nobody keeping up with the number. Ain't nobody keeping up with the season number like that. What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm a historian, so we are in the era where I gotta do this. It hurts my heart, but Jack's Boston Celtics will hang banner number 18 this season. We got drama in the Eastern Conference. We got drama out west. We're going to try to get into all of that tonight. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Start off with the Eastern Conference. Go ahead, Jack. You're on mute.
I know you're saying what season and you were in the hundreds. I thought it was the 79th season of the NBA. Does that sound right to you two?
That sounds about right.
That sounds more accurate. That sounds more accurate. I mean, since we just since we had the NBA 75 team, what?
Yep. It's the 79th, like, almost 100% on that.
Yeah. So yeah, that sounds a little bit more. That sounds a whole lot more accurate. Okay?
Whole lot.
Yeah. I mean, look. We're not talking about the American Alliance of Football or whatever, or whatever. And it's funny. The only reason why I'm bringing that up because Leatherneck was on the other night, the other morning.
Oh man, nah, we talking NBA, not BAA. So okay, not NBL. All right. So I get all of that together. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference. Of course, as I said, the Boston Celtics won the championship last year, very well deserved. I'm gonna get to that, but I've been holding on to this question for you, Perry, for quite some time. What in the world did the Knicks do trading Julius Randle and DiVincenzo for Karl Anthony Towns? Like, what? I didn't want to say anything. I said, I know we're doing NBA preview, so I'm not going to say anything. I want this on tape. What in the world was that move?
That was a move to get better. Okay, that was a move to get better. Let me explain this to you, KG, because I know sometimes you have a problem with the modern NBA game. Okay. The move to get Karl Anthony Towns was a move to open up the floor. All right. You have an MVP candidate in Jalen Brunson, scoring guard, a guard that could score on all three levels. But one of his favorite levels is taking it to the hole. Right. The one thing to have a point guard like that to maximize his playing style and greatness is to have a floor spacing big, a stretch five, as they as they like to call it. Right, the best stretch five in the game, outside of Joker, is Karl Anthony Towns. He's the best scoring big man in the league. He can score on all five levels: inside, mid range, and especially from the three. All right, 1, 2, and I'm a Jules dude. Okay, I am a Jules dude. But I always said, if they were going to trade Julius Randle, you're not going to trade Julius Randle for junk. And trust me, there were a lot of BS sites put up a lot of BS mock trades, and most of those BS mock trades did not include an all-star coming back to New York. All right. So the best fit was always Karl Anthony Towns. 3, Leon Rose is running the front office. Okay, and this was always in his plan. His plan was always to get Karl Anthony Towns. They've been working on this. They've been working on this deal since draft. Right? When on draft night they offered Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson for Karl Anthony Towns, and Minnesota was like, no, which I don't blame them. All right, which I don't blame them. To get the deal done, you added Dante DiVincenzo. You add a conditional first round draft pick, and then that gets a deal like this done. This, when you look at the pieces that this team has, especially in the starting 5, this made this team better. This now truly made this team contenders, especially when you had to go into the season without having Mitchell Robinson until January, injured until January. Okay, which means you're playing Jericho Sims as your starting 5, and then you experiment with Julius Randle and playing small ball 5. No. This was the all-in move on top of the other moves that were made, and I'm not even going to say made. I'm going to say telegraphed. Okay, to get this team as legitimate contenders. You see how the numbers move in Vegas. Okay, this is the team that has the third best odds of winning the championship. And once again, I say telegraph because KJ, remember when we did this? You remember when we did this preview last year? And I told you that the New York Knicks needed, one of the moves that they had to make last year was getting a player that opened up everything. And I even said, and that player is OG Anunoby. And what did they do?
They went and got him.
Okay, you know why? Because he was part of the long. He's always been part of the long-term plan. Before that, when Leon Rose got there, one of the main part of his of the 5-year plan was get Jalen Brunson. They tried to trade for Jalen Brunson a year or 2 before he became a free agent. All right, and the main part of that plan was get Karl Anthony Towns. Leon Rose has built this team the way he told Knicks fans he was going to build this team. He left you the breadcrumbs to show you how he was going to build this team. So why was the deal moved? Why did the deal occur? Because it had to be done to make this team better.
Okay. And I wanted to hear straight from you. Because when it comes to Knicks stuff, I just sometimes I looked at that move and I was like, it seems like a lateral move. But then I thought about it. I was like, Julius Randle hasn't been healthy the last 2 seasons. So what are you really losing? So I'll give you that. Jack, your Celtics, man. Oh, wait.
Let me chip on the Knicks here. You say, and I agree, Randle was out a lot of the season last year. But Big Cat's been hurt too in the past several seasons. So I worry about that in New York. And that's the injury bug because the way, Jalen Brunson, one of my favorite players to watch. Really. I love watching Brunson. He plays all out, ball out. You know what I'm saying? So I worry about that with Towns. The big guys get the injury. And then Brunson going all out the way he does. He's been lucky to have not, been had a major injury yet. But the Knicks are putting pieces and getting better. Were they second in the East last year? 50 wins, something like that?
They were second in the East last year, correct.
50, yeah. So
and think about it. Think about it. They were second in the East last year and did not have their full deck.
No, I agree. They didn't have their full deck in the playoffs neither. I wanted it all.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have mattered, but
I'll say this, Jack. If the Knicks would have, if the Knicks with a full deck last year would have taken Boston to 7. Okay, the Knicks with a full deck, with a partial deck last year would have taken Boston to 6. Okay, what I'm saying is we, last year we we matched up better to give you trouble, but not to beat you. I mean, let's be real. That Boston team last year, he's one of the best teams and one of the best champions that we've seen in the past 20 years. Style of play and the record speaks for itself. All right.
I agree.
Yeah.
And thank you.
And this Knicks team was built, is think about it, was built for this current Knicks team is built for that current Boston team. All right. You have two of the best wing players in the league in Boston. And Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Okay.
I know
And
that.
now in New York, you have two of the best wing defenders in the league, well, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. All right. Kristaps Porzingis, you guys gotta, you guys gotta stretch 5. We went to Karl Anthony Towns. We gotta stretch 5. I'm telling you right now, the Eastern Conference is going to be about I-95. It's going to be all about I-95. It's going to be about Boston. It's going to be about New York. Yeah, it's going to be about Philadelphia as well. Even though with Philly, look, and this ain't me talking junk to Philly fans, even though I had to hear a lot from y'all during the playoffs. All right, but I'm always cordial and kind to my Philly brethren, because Philly and New York, I'm sorry, that's that's brethren. Okay, that's brethren. All right.
I give you this.
Yeah, good.
You're going to see Boston, New York in the conference finals coming up.
I think it's inevitable.
It's like a collision course. And Jack, your Celtics got a target on their back because they won the chip. So they got a target.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a target. There's a, so-called hangover. I don't think they're going to be like that in Boston because they've been preparing for this for the past 5 years. Drafting Tatum and Brown, boom, boom, year after year. First round, I think they were both the same picks too, like 6th-round picks, 4th-round picks. I mean, I'm sorry, 6th pick.
Well, Tatum was the third. Tatum was the third pick in the draft.
Then they were both thirds.
Yeah, no. Tatum was Tatum was the third round pick.
Brown was the third too,
and Brown was the third.
Right, and that's
consecutive years.
That's why I love them two side by side. They came into this together, and it got built around them. And we're coming back, same squad, no doubt. Everybody's back, but I'm waiting to see. Brad Stevens is going to do something to add a little more to this squad. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be before the trade deadline, of course. Watch Brad Stevens. He's a mastermind with his team. What he's done with this team is incredible. And picking up Porzingis, picking up Drew Holiday, those were excellent picks to have last year. I mean,
it'll be one of those things to look at once trade deadline rolls around, because there's going to be teams that are already going to be out of it, that are going to look to shed some shed some contracts and move some players. And yes, KG, I'm looking at you.
Okay.
Because that's what's going to happen to the Wizards. Okay, you already know that's what I mean. Dude, the Wizards. Think about it. The Wizards signed a free agent knowing full well that when the trade deadline rolls around, they're trading him. You know, Valanciunas is only in DC for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, if that, and he's not even gonna get no cream and no sugar with that either. But with Boston, I'm curious because they got a young cat that I've been watching for quite some time, and that is Ron Harper Jr., son of the legendary Ron Harper, aka Poor Man's Jordan. But I love Ron Harper's son, man. I love the way he plays. He's not as big as his dad. He's not as explosive, but he has a pretty good game.
Midnight Rider, thank you for joining us. Can you address this real quick, please, with KG? I can't right now, man. I can't.
I don't know. I think my audio's messed up, or it's picking up right. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or something.
We hear you, but you need some hit right.
All right, then I'm gonna say this comment. When they signed Valanciunas, the first thing they said in the room, they was like, "Hey, Ali want to rent. You don't want to buy."
Yes.
He will not be here past the trade deadline.
Nope.
Don't worry about him collecting his $200 for pass and go. He will not be here that long.
Look. I'll even joke like this. Okay, December 15th is the date where any deal, especially any free agent deals or moves that were made during the beginning of the off season, is when you can make those moves. I would laugh if on 3:30 in the afternoon on December 15th, if Valanciunas doesn't move somewhere.
Whew, that's quick. That's quick and that's early. Ooh. I know you don't want to talk about Ron Harper Jr.
Why?
But as a whole, the Celtics are bringing back Jaylen Brown, of course, Jason Tatum. You're bringing back Drew Holiday. Porzingis is coming back. Now, I'm looking at this roster.
Once he's back from injury, make sure you say that.
Once he's back from injury. Is Al Horford retired or is he active?
No, he's active.
He's active.
Because I thought I saw something where it said he was going to go ahead and hang it up. So you're bringing back Al Horford, Luke Cornett off the bench. You got Derek White. So you also have Xavier Tillman, Lonnie Walker, Jordan Walsh, Jaden Springer. You got a lot of bodies on this team. Sam Hauser's coming back. I don't know. Boston may just be like, you know what? Let's run it back. But we talk about championship hangovers in every sport. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nowhere in history has Boston really ever had a real championship hangover. After winning a championship, it's always, hey, the culture is always, we're going to run it back. And barring injury, they could do it.
That I'll say this. The running back aspect, no, that's accurate. Year after they won the chip, they were still contenders the year after winning that chip. Now in some of those instances, and I am talking about especially talking about the post Russell era. Okay, they were contenders, even if they didn't win it the following year or not, because most of the time they did not win it the following year. I mean, I'll say this: back-to-back rings weren't, they didn't get back-to-back rings. However, they competed for back-to-back rings. So no, Boston's always in it, and this team has a potential to run it back and get that ring. this Boston team is set up for the next, is set up for the next 3 years to, to compete for a championship because their entire nucleus is signed for that long amount of time. But guess whose nucleus is also signed for the same amount of time as well? The New York Knicks. so what I say is, you might want to sit back because Boston versus New York is something that you're going to be seeing for at least the next couple of years. Now, I did mention something about Philly, okay? Because Philly is the right now. Philly is the is the third team in that in this whole I-95 corridor battle, okay? But as you can see, even in the preseason, the big one of the main worries looks like it's already happening already. I mean, look, they had the biggest free agent signing with getting Paul George, all right? To go along with Joel Embiid, to go along with Tyrese Maxey. They strengthen and fortify things, by adding a Caleb Martin, by keeping a Kelly Oubre, by adding an Andrew Drummond. But Philly's problem is still going to be health. All right, because you're always going to worry about Embiid's health. I'm glad to see that he's lost weight. All right, you're always going to be worried about his health. But as great as a player as PG-13 is, he's 33 years old. You're gonna have to worry about that health as well, as you can already see from the preseason.
Does he play on a load management type of schedule, or do you think he plays a heavy set of games?
I think it's going to have to be a load management type schedule. It's the same thing they're going to have to do to Embiid, right? I mean, already talking to Embiid is not going to be playing a lot of back-to-backs. That's going to be a load management type schedule because, the key thing is making sure you get to April.
Does this the way this is set up, especially like Boston, are they going to hit or be affected by the new cap rules? Because they've signed this team, everybody signed big money deals. I mean, is that going to be something where in 2 years they may have to break up the band because they're hitting that curtain, the salary curtain?
You mean hitting the second apron?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Boston's pretty much. I'll say this. I think Boston is either close to or already at that second apron. Think about it. Based on the deals that you've already given Jaylen Brown, based on the deals you've already given Jason Tatum, and the deal to extend Drew Holiday. I'll look it up, but I think they're close. They're close to the second apron as well. I mean, shoot, the Knicks are $300,000 away from the second apron, based on the deals that they've made and the money that they brought in, especially that Karl Anthony Towns deal. Remember, Karl Anthony Towns signed the Supermax deal, all right, and that Supermax deal kicked in this season. So that's the reason why the Knicks have him for at least the next 4 seasons.
You might express this before, but as a Knicks fan, bringing in the house cat, how you feel about that?
Oh yeah, I already addressed it. No, it was the best move. This is he's the big man piece this team needed, and the big man pieces this team was trying to get to the entire time. It's it is the modern NBA. As I was telling KG And gentleman Jack, as much as I love Julius Randle, this move makes them better.
He opens the floor up. Yes, I'll give you that.
Exactly. It opens it clearly opens the floor. All right. And the have you noticed that like the heavyweight power forward is starting to also feel like another dying breed in the league?
Starting, I think they already died.
Thank you. Look at Boston. Look at Boston. All right. Look at if you look at the three teams in the I-95 corridor, none of them have a what you would call a traditional power forward. None of them.
Here's my I know we covered the Wiz because
we haven't got the Wiz yet.
We haven't really covered them.
We ain't covered the Wiz yet.
No. We've just already made some predictions for them. As it relates to who ain't gonna be on the team by trade deadline.
We covered them. Let's just say we covered them.
All right, Jumper Jack. I agree. I'm trying to be nice. All right.
Just shovel the dirt on top of them.
Let me ask a question.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna be honest. And Anthony Edwards said, "Thanks for Dante."
Oh yeah, no, and look, and we'll talk about the Western Conference. We'll talk about the Western Conference as well. Since full disclosure, this deal made both teams better, and rarely do you see a blockbuster deal that makes both teams better.
Yeah, I like Dante. I was surprised y'all got rid of him, man. That boy's gonna be nice.
He's gonna be nice, but he's replaceable. That's the reason why it had to be done.
I think he's going to be in the league for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you talk about traditional power forwards. Now, when you think of power forwards, I don't know what your tradition is. I know what mine is. I'm thinking of a power forward. I'm thinking 6'9", 6'10", 225, 230, pure muscle, straight root canal guy. He's the other guy on the other side of the block beside my traditional center who's on one side of the block. But the game is not played like that anymore,
No, it's not.
Nobody's on the block.
Right. Nobody's on the – and you said something about Embiid. And whenever I think about Embiid, and Midnight Rider, I'm still one of your terms. I think about Embiid and I think about the 76ers, and they have no type. They have no identity. That's why they can't win, because it's like, okay, Embiid will get down on the block when he actually does go back to the basket. He'll drop 30 in the game. Dominated on the block, and then the next game he wants to shoot threes. He wants to shoot jumpers. But I've never really seen him go up against a Rudy Gobert, a Karl Anthony Towns. You name a joker, he's not going to go and take them on the block and bang with them. For all of the greatness that is Joel Embiid, he's soft. SOF capital T, soft. And I mean that with my whole entire chest. Because it's no way in four hells you can lead the league in scoring. But when your jumper's not on, you don't have the wherewithal and the mindset to say, let me go down on the block and kill these dudes on the block because they can't stop me on the block. He is soft. He runs away from contact. That's the problem I had with Embiid. If he was sitting right here right now, I would tell him that. That is my opinion. For every part of your greatness, you are soft because you won't go on the block and dominate. You could be probably the most dominant player in the league if you did that, but you won't do it. You'll do it if it's a smaller center. You'll do it if they put a power forward on you or they put a small forward on you, but you won't do it if you're going up against somebody like Gobert. You won't put your shoulder in Gobert's chest and go through him and let him know it's going to be an all-day fight. Bring your lunch bag. That's all I can say about him. But as a team, the 76ers have no identity. You don't know what they are. Bringing in Paul George is not going to help this team. This team is going to sink. Expect them to be in the bottom 10 this season. As long as they depend on Paul George, because everywhere Paul George has been, teams are, we one piece away. Let's get PG-13. And PG-13 ain't showed up yet. Playoff P has. But
Okay,
PG,
well, I got a question for you. I got a question for y'all then. Okay. So if right now we're already establishing that the top two in the Eastern Conference is going to be the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks, and KG, you're already giving pushback on Philly being that third team. All right, so I'm going to ask everybody, if Philly's not that third team, or the way you just said it, KG, they not that third team, they not that fourth team, they're not in the top four. Then what other teams are in the Eastern Conference that are in that top four?
That's a great question. Go ahead.
I think Milwaukee will be up there. That'll be your number 4 team. Your number 3 team, surprisingly, I might get crucified for this.
Don't say the Bulls. Don't say the Bulls.
No, hell no.
The
Bulls will be so far at the bottom, and I'm a Bulls fan. The Bulls will be so far at the bottom, they got to look up to see the bottom because they screwed the pooch on this one.
They can step on the Wizards to see the bottom.
Nah, the Wizards going to be a better team than the Bulls this year.
I don't know about that.
I think Miami's going to be your number 3 team. Miami's going to get this shit right, and they're going to be your number 3 team. The Bucks will be your number 4 team. But I have no faith whatsoever. I think Toronto and Detroit will be better teams than the 76ers. That's how much I don't believe in the 76ers with playoff P. Because I don't know what PG-13 is, but playoff P is in Philadelphia. And I don't like that guy.
That's saying a lot.
That's a very hot take.
That's extremely. I mean, look. I know my 2 teams, if not Philly, okay, in that top 4. All right, but I'm gonna hold off on that for a second. Ryder.
So I got if there's 2 teams and we're taking the Sixers out of the mix, then it's got to be the Pacers as one of them.
Get that other one, Midnight Rider.
I think it's the Pacers and the Bucks. I mean, I don't think there's anybody else that can be. I think the Bucks had a year to themselves to figure out and have their dysfunction, and I think they figure out something. I don't know what they figure out, but I think they make a move. So I think if they haven't already moved Middleton, that's the candidate to be moved. Yeah. He's another year healthy, so he's somebody that you can get rid of that maybe somebody wants to just take a flyer on, but they need to do something. They're still 1 move away, but I think they're 4. I think the Pacers, the way they play, I think the Pacers are 3.
Okay. All right. So you say Pacers, Bucks. KG, you said Miami Bucks. Gentleman Jack.
We're doing top 3 in the East.
We're doing top 4 in the East. If not Philly, if Philly's not in that top 4, then who else? Who else is in that top 4?
Indiana definitely, and watch out for these young Orlando Magic coming up. I think Orlando's gonna. You guys watch, man. I know people shake their heads at all my preseason predictions. Just watch.
Yo, actually.
I'm not. They're gonna be right there at the 4 or 5, just like they were last year. I expect to see a few more wins from them. Cavaliers, I think they're just gonna fall off. I'm not sold on that team. They didn't do much. And who's the scorer over there? McCollum?
No, the Cavs got
Who they got?
They got the dude from Louisville. Why can't I think of his name now?
Spider. They got
Mitchell.
Donovan.
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's inconsistent as hell. The boy can be a 35-point guy, drain the gym, and they'll come in the next night and give you 8. It's just, I don't think Cleveland's going to be up there this year. They're going to be in the play-in.
the key for Cleveland is always is the development of Evan Mobley, and that's where that's what always has the potential to push them forward. I believe it or not, I am actually big on Cleveland. Okay, because I'm big on Cleveland because look, Spider had one of those years last year, right? And now with him signing the extension, right, takes away the entire question on where Spider's going. He's not going anywhere for the next 3 years. He's going to be in Cleveland. All right. You have him, a healthy let's say him, a healthy Darius Garland and Evan, and Evan Mobley taking that next step. They're still, they're still going to be a danger. Gentleman Jack, I am completely with you and sold as it relates to the not Indian Pacers, the Orlando Magic. Okay, this is like I said, this is a good young team, and not only a good young team, but a good young team that spent money on a veteran to help that good young team move forward. That veteran being Contavious Caldwell Pope. Okay, when you have a professional basketball player and a veteran presence like that with this young team, I can see them making, taking that that next step up. KG, I don't trust Miami. I don't trust Miami as far as I can throw. I really
don't see where they score. This has become a scoring league, and I mean, you can always have that guy that has his career year, but you can't, like, right now it seems like they depend on getting a year better than they should from somebody that's like the sixth guy on their team or the seventh guy. And I think you can't find that many gems. It's like they go out on the beach with one of those little metal detectors and they look for scoring, and every now and then you come up with like something, you find a coin.
I don't trust. Look, I don't trust them. I don't trust them one bit. Okay. The Bucks. To me, the Bucks are that fourth team. But they're that fourth team hanging on by a thread. I'm sorry. The window that was open for that team to win another championship is about this wide now. It really is because everyone else around them have gotten better, including the Indiana Pacers. Right, locking in Pascal Siakam now on a long-term deal next to Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, I can see Indiana, Orlando, or Cleveland in that 3 spot ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks if the Philadelphia 76ers falter and don't catch on to that top 4.
Well, then it sounds like we have a tier system where I think everybody's in agreement who the top 2 are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our next section is about 5 teams.
Yep.
I think you have to have Philly in that mix because Philly's not going to not make the playoffs. But I think they could be down. I think their floor is 7. I think their ceiling is 3. And I think it totally depends on how consistent is Maxey. If Maxey comes out and plays like a superstar, they can get the 3 because they won't need Peppermint Patty P. So they can get the 3. Well, but yeah, I think that's how we have it. I think it's Cleveland, Indiana. You said you guys. I'll give you Orlando, and then that's our 5 in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got to figure out who mixed up because that's 7. So who are our contenders for the 8 spot?
Well, remember. Hold on. Before you say anything, okay? You don't look at this I don't look at this as a top 8 anymore, okay? Because you look at it as a top 6, okay? And then those other 4 teams that are playing to get into the playoffs.
See, I think we got the 7 just because I think our cutoff is a little funky.
Yeah,
you got to keep
it is.
Philly in the top part of it.
No, Philly's definitely in the top part of it still.
But and
Okay.
then I think there's a separation from 8 to 11, and then somebody's on the door knocking on the door to try to get in. I just hope KG has no delusions of Chicago or Washington even being close to it.
Time out. Let me address that right now so we ain't got to address it again. As long as Billy Donovan is walking the sidelines for my Chicago Bulls.
No, wait. KJ, go full screen. Go ahead and get out the way. Go ahead and get out the way, man. Go ahead.
Oh Lord, got some beef.
As long as Billy Donovan is walking the sidelines for my Chicago Bulls, Lonzo Ball will not play. Ayo Dosunmu, Josh Giddey, Kenny Lofton Jr., who I'm happy to have, will never progress, and Kobe White will never progress to their full potential because this cat cannot coach these dudes. He can't do it. As long as Zach LaVine is on this team, we will never go anywhere. It's not going to happen. Zach LaVine should have been gone last year.
Ain't nobody want him.
Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody wants
Don't nobody want that contract, yo.
No, the only person that was thinking about taking it was the Spurs were talking about taking it, but we lost.
Hey, what we looking like on time?
We get ready to head over to the west so we can get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta jump over. Yeah, but
Oh,
go ahead and finish.
Edwin Garrett said the Knicks in the East this year. This should be a win, and they should win the East. I think so, but I'm gonna say this: Chicago is not going to do anything this year. We got talent, but we don't have the coach that can coach talent. Billy Donovan, great college coach, can't coach in the NBA. I don't give a damn if you give me Scott Skiles. You can give me Vinny Del Negro at this point. I don't give a damn, but I don't want Billy Donovan. I didn't want him in the beginning. I don't want him now. And as far as the Wizards go,
if they get off to a hot start, watch how fast cats start moving.
Put it this way, and
Jack, I don't see that happening either. But I'm just letting you know.
No. Only way the Wizards get off to a hot start, the gentleman Black is going to walk the sidelines, and I'm going to be his star player. That's the only way they're going to get off to a hot spot.
If you are a Washington Wizards fan, okay, if you are a Washington Wizards fan, this is the season. If you guys get off to a hot start, you better be pissed off. Your front office better start trading people so that they can tank. This is the year to tank.
Exactly.
Okay. To come back for the West. Well, we've been blowing the East up.
I mean, look, the East is exciting this year. But yeah, let's definitely let's definitely talk about the West, because the West has been a dogfight for the past 3 years, especially this past year. Okay, when you look at the top, when you look at 11 teams, when you look at 11 teams in a conference, and those 11 teams being at any time being separated by 6-7 games, that's a dogfight. So
what's the top four?
Top four? Oh, OKC is number one, clearly.
Ooh, okay.
OKC is number one. And I'll be honest with you, it's not even close. It's not even close.
Hey, I told you last year. Okay,
yeah, we had this conversation last year. Exactly. But this year, even more.
Yep, I'm with you on that. I'm with you with them at one.
Yeah, one, the trade, the trade for Alec Caruso, and the signing of Isaiah Hartenstein. Okay. Yeah. This
they got back there. What's the big Australian kid they used to have? Steven Adams.
Yeah.
That's basically what they got back with Hartenstein.
Yeah.
Let's go back to their identity. Who's number two?
Identity.
And they're just a young team, man. Their average age is 24 years old. That's a very young team.
Yeah.
And look at how much noise they made in the playoffs last year.
I know, right? Yeah. I expect to see them at the top as well. And like I say, 7 game difference. It's not going to be close. Last year, then the Nuggets tied,
Yeah.
and Timberwolves are 1 game behind them. So I think that the Thunder are going to run away with the West, and you're going to see the Nuggets, the Mavericks, the Wolves fighting for the next 3 spots. I think the Clippers are going to drop a little bit.
I agree. I agree totally. Number 10, and just to that point, number 2, T-Wolves. All right, this is Ant-Man's year to be in the MVP talk. Okay,
I got the Nuggets too.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I'll tell you where I have the Nuggets in a minute, but I definitely don't have them at 2, and there's a lot of reasons for that.
I think I know your reasons.
Yeah,
they start on the bench. They start on the bench.
Exactly, and that's because actually, I would have the Nuggets at 4. Okay, the main reason of that is because of what they have lost on the bench. They are victims of
success.
The new system. Yeah, they're victims of success, and they're victims of the new system. Okay, and don't be surprised if one of their bigger names has to go sometime this season. It would not surprise me at all if Michael Porter Jr. is wearing another uniform just because of that ability of having to pay or ability of pay or not to pay. Oh, by the way, number 3, Mavericks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What better player? What better player, rental, whatever you want to call him, to get to play next to Kyrie and next to Luka than Klay Thompson? Perfect fit.
Gotta stay healthy.
I think his question and his problem becomes, can he shoot the grenade? Because he's not going to get the basketball in premium situations where it's 10, 12 seconds on the clock. If he's getting that basketball from Kyrie and Luka, he's getting it with 4 to 3 seconds on the clock. So he's going to have to put that shot up. That's why I call it the grenade, because it's going to be towards the end of the shot clock. And I think if he can nail that, I think he makes them in that list. And you know what? I'm just going to do mine as a shelf, because I think it's the T-Wolves, Nuggets, and the Mavs in that next tier right beneath the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, but it is one surprise team, and I hate to call them a surprise team, that could crash, that can crash this top 4 seriously, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Look at what this team was before Ja lost his damn mind.
Who knows if he's not going to lose his mind again? I mean, I'm sorry. I got no worries about Ja Morant, man, because if you can't get right, man, when you're getting paid fortunes to play a damn game, I ain't got no love for Ja Morant, man. He's stupid.
I would say this. Look at the way he was playing before he got injured. This Memphis Grizzly team would have been knocking on the playoffs if he was healthy. All right, and we've seen players, at some point a player's
ain't coming up there.
Some point a player is going to have to, get right. Okay, we saw it out of Melo. All right. I mean, come on. Let's let's not act like Melo was was a great citizen. When he was in Denver, he wasn't, but he was also young. He had to grow up. All right. Now we got to see that opportunity from Ja to to grow up. And Edwin, I was about to mention them, but I can't mention them that high. Because that with the Spurs, that's going to be all about growth. Because now they put now you got players, you have two key veterans for Wemby's year 2 in Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, right? That's going to help him learn how to win, help that team learn how to win. But I don't think they're going to learn how to win enough to get into the top 6.
I think we're at 5. No, we're at
5.
I'm
at 5. I put the Memphis Grizzlies at 5, so I'm at 5.
We gotta get ready to wrap this up. Is everybody done their top 4?
So I think we did 4.
We did 4
in the West.
I mean, consensus-wise, can we all agree OKC, T-Wolves, Dallas, and Nuggets are that top 4?
Right.
Yes.
And I think this next shelf has about 5 teams on it, and that's the Lakers, the Pelicans, the Spurs, the Grizzlies, and the Kings.
Yeah. No, I would agree. The Kings signing DeMar DeRozan, it is major. The Pelicans. My biggest issue with the Pelicans is who's playing the 5.
I mean, we don't play positions right now.
Yeah, look. We say that until you need someone that's 6'11", 7 foot on the court. They don't have that right now.
Jack, give yours, and then
So we just completely discount. Hold on. So you're just completely discounting the Clippers?
Huh? They got a nice stadium. They got a nice stadium, man. But they lost me last night when I saw Norman Powell, and they were talking about Norman Powell as a key contributor. I was like, all right, I'm off this bus. I'm sorry. I would have had 6. If I hadn't seen that last night, I would have had them at 6. I think they would be on that shelf. I just don't trust them.
And I see our comment. It looked like we got a gentleman that's very interested today, Mr. Edwin Garrett. Edwin, we've been so busy just rambling on about this. We haven't been able to get to your comments, sir, but we do love the comments you're giving. So don't think that we didn't respond to you because we're not paying attention, but we're just having a blast here going through all these teams and getting amped up for the NBA season, Edwin, so bear with us.
Hey, E, one of the next 2 Wednesdays, can you give us 30 minutes? 8 o'clock?
Gotta go now, guys.
Hey, Jack, if you go ahead and jump over to that other studio, I got you.
Okay, when you guys gonna be there?
I'll hop over in a second.
Because Midnight Rider be right behind you. Me and Perry finish this up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so Midnight Rider's gonna produce tonight?
Nah, I'll be producing. I just be on the other screen. I'll be right there with you.
Yeah,
I did not know that. All right, come
multitask, baby.
Okay, let's roll.
Gentleman Jack, a
We're
pleasure,
going
my
to
man.
You as well, Perry. And I'm headed off to do In the Passenger Seat, one of our new shows. So check it out.
Nah, we'll do. Definitely, we'll do.
Go ahead, flip it around real quick. I just got one other thought I want to get out before.
Of course, I got to get you right.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Only you understand the whole situation about the bottom box. But only other thing I think the Clippers are gonna get a nice push early because of this. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the videos of it, but that place is amazing.
Oh, you mean the new stadium?
Yes. The fact that they got the thing that wraps around the top of the building, dog. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, send Jack a note. Something, give me 5. We should be good.
Okay.
We gotta prep the guy.
Yeah. He working on him now.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get out, guys. I think I covered everything. I'm just gonna let you know my finals is OKC and Boston. And Boston loses in 6.
Wow. Hate much?
I hate a lot, especially when it comes to Boston. They like I made them in the finals.
Wow.
This is the same dude. Never mind. We ain't even gonna get into that because we ain't got time. But Perry, I tell you that once he out of earshot, I tell you the egregious BS that he pulled when he said that the 87 Celtics wouldn't have beat the Lakers if Len Bias had lived. And I'm like, dude, you are absolutely crazy.
Lakers in 6. I don't
See?
know why we do this. All
See?
right, let me get out of here, man.
All
You
right.
did that on purpose. Sabotage me.
Here's the sad part about that. I agree.
What?
I agree. I'm sorry. I agree. Dude, look. Len Bias, if Len Bias would have lived, okay, that would have changed the trajectory of championship basketball. Boston would have repeat. Well, actually, Boston would have stood a great chance of repeat. Okay. Granted, with the body breakdown that Kevin McHale and even to a certain extent Larry Bird occurred in '87, would that have happened, or would the injection of Len Bias, which is what I feel, that the injection of Len Bias would have still kept them on that same pace. So no, I'm actually look. I'm actually firmly in that camp as it relates to Len Bias and the greatness that Len Bias would have been as a Boston Celtic.
Look.
Yeah.
I've tried my damnedest to convince him. He don't want to listen. So, the pick for Bias. Edwin said, "How did they get that pick? They traded Gerald Henderson to Seattle in '84.
Yeah.
Because it was either '84 or '82. Because Red Auerbach always said he schemed for 3 years to get him.
Mm-hmm.
That was his pick for 3 years. Final one. Predictions. Now, Midnight Rider gave his. He said OKC Boston, OKC in 6. I'm going to be honest. Give me Knicks Dallas. Knicks in 5.
Ooh.
And that's hard for me to say as a Bulls fan because we had some heated rivalries.
Look, as a Knicks fan, it's I really don't like playing the prediction game, especially with how good I feel that this team is, and this team's championship window is open now and open for the next 4 years. As much as I would love, and some Knicks fans probably gonna hate, fellow Knicks fans probably gonna hate on me on this, okay? I actually agree with Midnight Rider.
Boston versus
Yeah. Because I honestly see Boston beating my New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Final in 7 games, and then getting to OKC, and OKC beating Boston in 5.
Edwin say Knicks T-Wolves.
Actually, Edwin, that's actually my dream. That my best case scenario is Knicks T-Wolves, Knicks in 6. All right. But I just feel that the Knicks are 1 year off from winning the championship. Okay. I think they need that. I honestly feel that this team needs that pain and hatred of losing to Boston to come back out, and then the following season to dominate the league like no other. So yeah, my best case scenario would be Knicks T-Wolves. But if I'm being honest and straight up, then I would say OKC over Boston in 5.
All right. I'll say this. I don't expect the Wizards, the Bulls, none of the above to do anything anytime this year. So I'm gonna still be my Bulls fan. I'm gonna still love them, but I think the team to watch is the Knicks. So,
no, I mean, even as look, yeah, I mean, I would agree. I would agree. They've done everything that they needed to do to, and Leon Rose had a 5-year plan. We're in year 5, okay, and now his plan is there, and now it's time for the next step. And the next step is this 40-year window to compete for a championship.
all right. So we are through this, and Edwin says, "Where does Miami end up?"
Home.
Xavier, please stop. Perry, my son has decided to become a Clipper fan, and I don't know anybody that becomes a Clipper fan voluntarily. He's voluntarily decided to become a Clippers fan. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Let him live. No, man, let him live. Let him live. He'll learn. Let him live. Okay? Let him live. Let him live. Can I throw a plug out there real quick?
Of course you can.
When a Knicks talk, that is the my show, one of my shows, news, notes, and commentary for the orange and blue community, available on YouTube. It's myself, C. Perry II, and my broadcast partner, JR from the R&B Representatives. I mean, it's all Nick talk, unabashed and unapologetic. And also make sure you guys are catching me on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 4 straight to tape. Which is us giving you a slice of unapologetic conversation from news, politics, pop culture. So give us a shot.
Most definitely, because I definitely need to get in, because I don't know if y'all talked about it last night. I got to go back and watch, but it's some things politically that then came up, and it's an independent candidate that nobody's talking about, and it's what's her name, Jill Stein.
No, we're not talking about Jill Stein. Jill Stein has been a candidate for president since 2016. Okay, so and all she is a propped up candidate from the Green Party. So no, and it's not, and it's probably going to have no effect on this. On this, not going to have any. She's not going to have any real effect on this race.
All right, look. I just found out about her today. So I was like, I got to sit down and do something. But I know y'all talk politics, and I try to hit every source I can.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Look. Jill Stein is what Evelyn from Basketball Wives would call a non-factor.
I love it. Well, that's our time for the night. If you're still online, you can jump over. As a matter of fact, you can stay right here pretty much. You can just go to the next feed, and in the passenger seat with Jack Carr and the Midnight Rider, they got their special guest Michael on. They're live right now. So for myself, for Perry, thank you for joining us. Perry, as always, thank you. I know we will talk again very, very soon, but I know you'll be back once the NBA really gets going around Christmas, and we can really talk about the fire sale that the Wizards may have.
Yeah, look, I'm always here. I'm always here for some NBA talk. Hit me up. And I will come a running. You know what to do.
I know, and look, we're gonna get a lot of NBA talk this year, because I got to do something that help me cope. So, because I'm hurting. Our Yankees up 2-0. Matty Ice is not doing too well with it, but I told him, I was like, don't close the door yet. We got 3 games in Cleveland.
No, you still got 3. You still got games in Cleveland. So
yeah,
we'll see how things go from there. And
right.
don't forget WNBA final tonight. the Lynx and the Liberty game is in Minnesota with the series tied 1-1.
And what this is best of 5, right?
Best of 5. The
Okay.
last best of 5. Next
Last
year,
best.
next year is going to best of 7.
About time. Jesus.
Exactly.
So I'll be back tomorrow for some pregame for the NFL. Perry, straight to tape. 1A Knicks. You can see him there. You can also see him here. So, matter of fact, no, we might have to see what's going on Saturday, Perry, because we had WrestleMania. We ain't visited in a while.
It's true. It's been a minute since I've had, it's been a minute with me and the WrestleMania crew. So yeah, just like I said, as always, bro, just hit me up.
Most definitely. As soon as I get the format, I'll send it to you, and we can go ahead and get that going on Saturday. So until next time, for Perry, I'm the big guy KG. We don't do no overtime, y'all. We are out of here.